complete forecast. Here's KATC meteorologist Rob Perillo.
Welcome back. Well, a nice one today, but boy, it was pretty warm. 89 the high, so not quite officially hot, but we're getting there. Humidity is going to follow. In fact, humidity is going to come up maybe before we see 90 degrees, but they both can happen by the end of the week. More on that in just a bit. First off, though, let's take a look at the big pattern, and this is what we call a little bit of what's called an omega block. We have low pressure on the west coast, low pressure toward the east coast, and sandwiched in between high pressure, and the omega is an upside down U. That's the pattern where you see the jet stream coming down, dipping up, going into Canada, and then coming back down. Meanwhile, we've been under the influence of high pressure, dry air as well, but this high is getting pushed to the south, and this low is dropping to the south. So on the back end of this upper level low, it's going to probably add instability to the northern and central part of the state into Mississippi tomorrow afternoon, and that's what should spark off a round of storms. And we do have a little bit of a frontal boundary as well. You can see farther north and east, this upper low is not going anywhere. Major flood issues here. Flood watches continuing, and it's going to be days before things dry out up there. And locally quiet here, fair skies. Again, you can see some of the showers there. If you look at the wind particles, you see winds coming out of the northeast here, southwest here. So there's our little frontal boundary, but we're not even going to draw it on there because it's going to fizzle out and move back to the north as it gets closer tomorrow. But as we take a look at our model data, you can see a few showers along that frontal boundary through first thing tomorrow morning. And then with daytime heating, we'll see storms forming up around Shreveport, moving through Cenla, and then pushing off to the south and east over toward Baton Rouge. But we could get some what we call outflow boundaries from these storms, so that's why I have rain chance at about 30%. If I had real guts, I'd go 10% on the rain chances, but we don't have that, and we know how it goes in the weather world. And then for tomorrow evening, still cloudy skies, but quieting down. Plenty of clouds through Thursday morning, but that frontal boundary starts moving back to the north, and then the sun burns off the clouds, and we'll be back into the upper 80s after a day in the mid 80s tomorrow. Here's a little bit of a different product just to show you the differences in rain chances. This is purely coming off our computer model, same stuff that feeds a lot of the weather apps. We edit our weather app, but notice Lafayette rain chance at 15% at 10 a.m., but 55% up toward Ville Platte and up to near 70% at times up toward Alexandria. So that's where your highest rain chance is going to be. They're going to be markedly lower as you get down to the coast. Long term, we're looking pretty good through Thursday and Friday with lots of blue and light green. That means relatively low moisture. Getting into the weekend, we start seeing yellow. Getting into next week, red, that's deep tropical moisture. So rain chances will be on the way up starting this weekend and then maybe going higher beyond that. So tonight, clouds on the increase later on, 72 the low, maybe a little patchy fog out there. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy day. We'll hold it in the mid 80s. We'll keep rain chance at about 30% for everybody, but best chance northern Acadiana parishes. That's Allen, Evangeline, and St. Landry Parish. Also of Oils. Going into the weekend, nice and warm, and then the weekend rain chances on the way up, and they stay up through the middle part of next week. That's it for weather. We'll be right back right after this.